Quit flying around like a crazy person. Yeah, parries are OP in this one. Um, really, that's maybe the drawback of this one is that like fishing for backstabs and or parrying is fairly superior to a lot of the fighting, so it can result into a lot of like circle strafing for backstabs or just parrying. Do do do. Despairhead. Oh yeah, I'm playing online. Yeah, they were. Um, yeah, Dark Souls 2 is weird. It's the to me it's the weirdest one of the bunch. Probably because Miyazaki didn't wasn't really at the helm for it, so it has a lot of quirks that seem like they don't quite fit the style. The but I actually really like a lot of the armor sets in Dark Souls 2. Like there are some sets that I think look really nice, and there's a lot of them. So there's a lot of fun in collecting a lot of different armor sets, and it was kind of nice the you can farm things until they're gone mechanic. If you really wanted to ease the suffering of running to the boss. So that was kind of nice. Although it was a bummer when you wanted a specific item that you had to farm and the enemies weren't reappearing. But then when they launched the Scholar version, if you joined the Covenant of Champions, it would bring back infinite spawning. So then you could farm again. That was kind of better. The boss designs in 3 are really good. I had a like an accidental easy time of it my first go, and I just happened to really like the Dark Sword in appearance, and it seemed okay. Because that one I played through mostly blind, which is not something I usually do for these games because they're so vague in some of their mechanics that it can be kind of paralyzing to not understand necessarily upgrade paths or how you should be building. Uh, not sure how you should be building your character. So I usually am looking at some stuff to make sure I'm not making a gross error. But 3 seemed approachable enough that I was like, I'm going to try and do this one blind and just kind of go from there and just see what happens. It did devolve a little bit when I would finish an area and I knew there was something I didn't find. So then I would after I finished the area and beat the boss, I would look stuff up and see if I could still do it after I had beaten it and just accepted that I had technically missed it without the aid. So, but I didn't do that until when did that happen? It happened in the cathedral area where you fight the parish, the I can't think of their name right now, but all those clerics, the group of clerics, because I couldn't figure out how to get to the other side where Patches was. I did not find it on my own. That was a real bummer. But yeah, so I always liked the Dark Sword since this game, but in this game the Dark Sword is not very good. Oh, Jesus. I am getting wrecked. Yeah, the deacons, exactly. I did not find everything in that area, and so that ended my completely blind playthrough because it was driving me crazy not knowing how to get over there. So after I went ahead and beat the boss, I looked up how to get to where I couldn't find. And it was lucky that that one wasn't like an all or nothing, so I got to then go do it. But other than that, it was mostly blind. So yeah, in this one, the Dark Sword is garbage, but looks really cool. So I never really got to use it. And then when I picked it up in 3, it looked like the stats were pretty favorable compared to what I was using. So I was like, oh, I can finally use the Dark Sword. How neat. As it turns out, it was just one of the best weapons in the game. So it was a little like easy mode, accidentally. Oh, yeah, the Dark Knight or the Black Knight weapons are great weapons in this game. And great swords are pretty good in this one because they're a little faster than they are later.
Well now, you seem to have your... Then you are. I trade for souls.
Oh, I guess I want this. This. I guess that's it for now.
Thank you, kind.
How far away am I from using the bow? 12. Ugh, I need 4. Goodness. Yeah, Salt and Sanctuary is great. It's... I haven't beaten it. There's something about it I can't decide that doesn't quite grab me as well as the Souls games do, but it's a lot of fun. I can't remember where I'm at with it. I think I had just gotten there's an ability to like walk on light or jump on light, and so I was hunting around for the spots where you can jump on the little light platforms that you had seen throughout the game. And I don't remember if I got much further than that. I might be at a boss, actually. There's once you get the hard light brands, you can access a certain area down that's like off of the like torture chambers down below, and then it's like a big sewn together zombie like thing, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's off of where you find the gold mask group for the first time. I think I haven't beaten that boss, but I've gone around beaten a fair amount of other bosses that I that I can encounter. I think I have to beat that guy to go on and get to the next spot that I haven't seen. Yeah, I forget all of their names except for, like, I know they all had, like, drowned, soaked, something or other. Yeah, I think I only tried him twice, and I was just like, well, I'm done for now. Oh yeah, then I either am forgetting the other spots that I had access to, or I never didn't find another way to go yet. One of the two. The thing that keeps throwing me off about Assault and Sanctuary after playing so many hours of Dark Souls is that I'm really used to only having horizontal movement, right? I can roll and I can move around, strafe around. But in Assault and Sanctuary, you have vertical movement. You can jump, right? So I have a tendency that when I get into boss fights, that I don't try to use jumping to my advantage at all. I'm just like shield and then rolling and moving and walking around. I just don't jump very often, and it makes things harder than they should be sometimes. Oh, I totally forgot to go down here and do this stuff. Totally forgot. I bet it doesn't necessarily start off all that easy. I mean, the first few bosses are kind of cakewalks, and then there's a lot of bosses that you can kind of brute force your way through. You get a strong enough weapon upgrade soon or early off in the game, and you focus on damage, and you can kind of bypass the mechanics of the fight by just DPSing through it. So I imagine once that stops being a thing, then it probably kicks up a notch. Oh, did that guy run away? The other thing that led to me deciding just to kind of play through this again, it's actually been a pretty long time now since I played this first one. And the muscle memory isn't quite what I wish it to be.